Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to week 7, social media marketing. We've got a special guest with us on the line, Prabin, who I will introduce you to shortly. But we're going to have a lot of fun today and look at the whole area of social media, how to market effectively, and how to really start driving it for your business. We've got a bunch of people on the line, obviously people who are completing the 12-week marketing makeover. We also have some other members of our various programs on the line. So welcome to you all for this call. If you haven't been on webinars very often or aren't familiar with them, a couple of things I think just to make sure you get the most out of the session. You would have got an email that invited you to the webinar that Vic would have sent out. There's a workbook attached to that, so if you've had a chance to download the workbook, great. Then you can follow along and make notes as you're going. And there'll be the things that are covered in that workbook, but a whole bunch of other things that Rabin will be walking us through. Of course, if you can eliminate distractions and things from you, turning off phones and closing office doors so you can stay focused. That's always recommended. And of course, there's plenty of time for you to ask your questions as we go through the call, so you can flick up questions at any stage. The way to do that, of course, there is a question box there where you can type a question in. So I'll see that and I'll just read that out to Prabin as we're going along. Or if you'd like to open the line and have a chat with myself or Prabin, you can just raise the little hand sign there. I'll see that and lift up the hand and we can have a chat. So lots of ways for us to communicate and to find out where we're going. So for those who have been on the 12-week marketing makeover journey, and just to review where we were last week, we were looking at the whole idea and area of lumpy mail and really using a direct mail approach in your marketing. Obviously, it's a very effective strategy to be using nowadays as our inboxes get busier, our mailboxes are getting emptier, so there's a real opportunity. We talked about copywriting and the idea of direct response and how you drive people to do that through the style of writing that you use. Using a lumpy mail strategy to really improve the responsiveness, so to really change the dimensions and shape of the mailer that you're sending out. We looked at what is lumpy mail and does it really work for every business, and explored how to use it. Gave you lots of examples of lumpy mail pieces, and I know that many of you have been getting busy starting to produce direct mail pieces and starting to write and create your own letters. Some ideas to help you create your own piece, some tips and tricks to help you improve the success, things that you need to be thinking about, and looked at how we can identify the pitfalls and how to avoid them. We've also looked at the idea of how to really improve and maximize conversion from those efforts. So obviously, if you're doing a targeted direct mail piece, one way that you'll always boost your conversion rates is to make sure that you're following those up with a call. So we just did a big mail out for a client recently and tested in terms of follow-up calls, did 100 follow-up calls to that market and picked up 8 more pieces of business, and considering that each one of those was worth around $800, making those calls certainly becomes a really worthwhile activity. So it's always worth keeping in mind that marketing needs to be done in a structured process where it's not just a one hit, send it off and hope that it penetrates. Lots of as it proved, in terms of this follow-up with this client, when you're making, sent out thousands of letters, you're doing a test of, do 100 follow-ups and start to convert that. What you find is people missed it, didn't see it, it got away from them or whatever, but they are genuinely interested. So we need to make sure that we're maximising the potential of every marketing activity that we're doing. Now, for this session, the whole focus is around social media. So we're going to look at really the secrets to making money with social media, how we move from just having fans and likes to really how we can convert them into business. We'll talk about some of the myths and facts about social media for your business. We'll look at the obstacles that often affect the ability to use social media effectively. Look at some of the biggest mistakes that people are making and show you how to avoid those. Give you some tips and tricks to really fast track your success, the keys to boosting your reach, and give you some time to have some Q&A with Prabin. So if you've got burning questions, things that have been on your mind about social media and your use of that, these forums are really always designed for you to get your burning questions answered. So you never have to feel beholden to what's simply being covered. If there's something that you want to know that hasn't been touched on, then stick up your hand or type in the question, and we will endeavour to provide the answer to you. So, introduce you to Prabin Gautam. Now, Prabin, as you will soon hear, is actually a native of Nepal. He's made his way to Australia and built a fantastic life for himself and his family. He's a brilliant entrepreneur, and it's been a pleasure for me to have him part of my world for many years now. And he plays an active role. We have a new program that's coming up that we'll be launching for everybody to start accessing, and he's going to be playing a pivotal role in there as well for the Marketers Club, where we'll be helping people really drive their social media activities. So welcome to the call, Prabin. Thanks for joining me, mate.
Thanks, Paul. It's great to be here, mate.
So, Prabin, we're going to have you take over control here of the presentation. So I'm going to flip over to make you the presenter here. And so bear with us, folks, while Prabin gets control of that. All right, so we've got your screen up, Prabin. So
all good.
Away you go, mate. You can take us from here.
Thanks, Paul. It's great to be on the line, and good morning, everyone. Today, I'm really excited to be back with the social media, how to make social media in your business, how to monetize it, and I've got a really good tips and techniques. As Paul said, if you have any burning questions, feel free to ask during the presentation. But in an hour, the purpose here is to you write down some of the tips and techniques, and then you implement right there and there in the business. Yeah, that sounds like idea.
Beautiful.
Right. Okay. So let's move on. So today, again, the secrets to making money with social media is the topic. So why social media? Why now? Well, that's a good question, because as I'm sure you all are in, some of you are in, some of you may be in product businesses, and we use social media in different way and forms. So the reason, again, we need to understand the purpose as well, why social media and why now, especially as social media is like a heart of small business. Yeah. So the first one is, in small business, we all have word of mouth marketing is a key. So what does this social media help us, or it excels, is opportunity for brands to capitalize on word of mouth marketing and brand authenticity. So it spreads the word. If you are looking to find out the audience, if you are looking to understand your buyer or have a new ways of communication tools, then social media is a way to go. Now, second point, social media also excels relationship marketing. As you might have heard about the different ways of marketing. So social media mainly focus on relation marketing. It's all about relationship, how you build with your customers, how you build with your stakeholders, and how you build with your staffs, right? So relationship is a key here. Now, third, get there first and become a leader in your industry, which is one of my favorite. The reason actually is social media helps you to promote, helps you to position as an expert in your industry, right? So then you might be thinking, what sort of social media? So which is the second step, but it just helps depending upon where your demographics, where your target market is. It helps you to be as an industry leader. And of course, as a fourth, social media can be more targeted and measurable in a way never seen before. So what does that mean is most likely, I mean, of course, most of the small businesses, we do have a social media presence in whether that may be Facebook, Twitter, that may be LinkedIn. But now the way how social media works is very different. It means you follow up the right channels and you target it. It's all about test and measure, see what are the opportunities, what is the conversion looks like. So it's all about looking the conversion, and then you set the whole plan. Yeah. Okay, so let's kick in today. So what you will learn quickly today in our presentation is understanding the obstacles. What are the obstacles people are facing right now in social media, and what are the myths? The second is specific strategies to get you biggest amount of impact in shortest amount of time. So it will help you to create a strategy as well. So I would recommend you to have your pen handy, write a lot of tips and techniques, and if I'm a little bit quick, then please just type it down. I will go through the manual as well, so you get the opportunity to write it down carefully. Yeah. Now, third one is discover what most people are doing wrong when it comes to using social media for their business. So that's also you will understand. Now, tips and techniques, which is I'm very excited today to bring up some tips and techniques which you can implement right now after these presentations in social media. Yeah. Okay. So changes. It's very interesting, actually. One of my friends said, look, we live in very interesting time. And that's very true, because a lot of things are changing, and from your clients buying habit, and the way how you communicate with clients. So let's have a quick look. What are the changes looking, right? And what are the people's changing happening in different industry? So the first one, of course, movies and TV is now replaced with YouTube. I'm sure most of us we use YouTube, and now especially with Apple TV and new TVs, people are on the lot in a streaming way. Second is books. It has been replaced with Kindle, no doubt. CDs has been replaced with iTunes, and you won't believe now iTunes is actually becoming as a radio station. So it is very powerful for the small business, right? The website. This is quite interesting, because in last few years we have seen people are focusing a lot of their energies in website, whether that may be building websites or ranking the website. But now what we see especially from this year is the traffic is increasing more in mobile devices, which means mobile technology is a key. So whether that may be your website friendly in mobile, or you're planning to do apps or some sort of form, the mobile technology, you just have to keep in mind about the mobile technology. Now, public relation has been replaced with free info, and of course, Yellow Pages has been replaced by Google. So these days, people are typing a lot in Google. Everything is pretty much Google there. And the changes is in push marketing, buy me. Now it's all about value-based marketing, which means, again, social media gives that opportunity for you to create that relationship with your buyer, with your stakeholder. Yeah. Now let's have a look on a future buyers required. What are the futures buyers are looking for? So especially when you're looking for 2016-17, what are the ways buyers are looking for, so that you can communicate well with them? The key here is, the first one is interaction, right? As you might have heard about, content is a king, whereas interaction or engagement is a queen, right? So interaction, when you talk about the interaction, the two things come in my mind, which is especially when you talk about online space or in social media, here is blogs or forums. So what is the difference between blog and forum? The blog actually is a centralized, right, which is written in a specific topic. So if you have got a website, we would recommend to have a blogs, because not only the blogs will help you to position as an expert, but also help in Google as well. So whenever people are typing any keywords, the blog will come up, and again that helps helps them to understand more about your service and products. And forum is basically a little bit different, which means creates a discussion between the users. So and it's not just a single input, single user input, but it's people are involved in a different discussion. So blog and forums is one of the type in content marketing. And as you have heard from Paul many times, is content marketing is a key in any business, because when you understand content marketing well, then there is a right way how you can define it. I mean, pretty much, basically, I would say the first step will be, you can write in your manual if you like, in the content marketing. The first one is a pick a lane, right? Pick a lane. So find out, what the service or products you are doing, and of course check who your competitors are doing and how they are doing. So pretty much there's a 3-step. One is find what they are doing right. So find what they are doing right. Second is what they are doing wrong. And third one is how you can improve, how you can maximize it, or how you can do better. So whether that may be in content marketing, whether that may be writing blogs or writing ebook or writing videos or any other marketing way. So the interaction is a key, and that's what future buyer is looking right now, to buy any of your products or services, which means the better interaction, the better conversion. I hope that gives a bit of clarity. Now let's move to the second point about videos. So this is a very cool way, because now the buyers are looking for videos. They are looking for new ways how people are consuming. And as a business owner, I totally understand, because we are short of time. We have no time to read whole stories. So pretty much a short sharp video, about a minute or two video, will capture the audience, right? I would say there are few ways how you can promote the videos, but one of the best way is YouTube, because the reason simply is it's a Google product, right? Which means if you are putting up the videos on your YouTube, maximizing the videos, then that helps your buyer to find you easily. Suppose, let's say, if you are a florist in south part of Western Melbourne. So when people are typing like the right keywords, and the video will come up. And how cool is that? I mean, rather than whole story, you just welcome them and why they have to choose from your services and why you are different in the marketplace, what are the services. So the video gives that opportunity for your audience to understand more about you. And there's a lot of example as well, and I'm one of the fan of Michelle Phoon, who is in USC. Very interestingly, she does about 2 to 3 videos in a week, and she makes easily $1 million over in just a year. So as you can see, the YouTube is a way how Google will understand, and for the small business, it's a fantastic opportunity, fantastic tool. So I hope that gives you a bit of clarity there. Now let's move to the third point, audio. So how audio can be used in small business is pretty much now, it's like, as I said before, it's like a radio station, right? Through radio station. Some of the businesses use podcast and it's iTunes. They use iTunes as a whole library, and the reason they use it is simply for connecting that message, position as an expert, so they can position well, like some sort of ways and forms. They can use the audios, and of course, whether that may be in an advise or review or the testimonials as well, the audios or iTunes can be used. And what we have seen as a research shows that the growing number of small businesses are using these audios. Why not just the video but audio as well? So graph as of graph shows, education businesses use about 11%, and then business are growing 8% and above. And now the futures buyers are looking more audios, which means easy for them to consume, whether that may be in the car, easy for them to consume anywhere. It's much flexible, right? So the fourth one, which we are focusing today, is about social media. So, and what I believe, truly believe, because as a social media, I wouldn't say I'm a social media um, just the expert, but what I do is not just teach, but I help a lot of entrepreneurs to implement it right then and there. So that's where it is the difference. And now social media from next year onward is not just social media, but it's both search and social media together. So is because social and search, when it integrates, then that's where the power happen. That's where the magic start, right? So some of the social medias like LinkedIn, Facebook, and it may be Twitter or Instagram, and you might be curious, or you might be not sure which one to use, because as I hear from a lot of the entrepreneurs, a lot of the small businesses, I mean, there's so many social media out there, and but which one to use? Uh, well, that's one of that's a really good why. But again, to understand social media is find out where your demographics are, and also the good way to understand is whether you're focusing on B2C, which is business to consumer, or business to business. So if it is purely business to business, you are selling from one business, I mean, from your business to another businesses, then of course we'll recommend LinkedIn. But there's different ways how you can tap. So again, as in a nutshell, what I'm here to say is use the social media where your clients are. It's no point using, whatever you like. It's finding out where they hang out, where they are using, whatever they are using, consume that too. Yeah. So I hope that gives a bit of clarity on how the future buyers are looking. Now let's dive straight into the roadblocks of monetizing social media. So what are the roadblocks to monetize social media? As we can see, a lot of the people like to post, like to engage, like they want to connect with the customers. But really, what I found after doing a lot of workshops with many of the small businesses is they missed key section, which is monetization. Right, so which means it's good to be busy. It's good to be a lot of the talks, but there is no any results as such, or there is no any conversion. And that's what I'm committed here today to help you to understand what monetization looks like. What are the hurdles? So let's have a quick look on our roadblocks. Yeah, the first is digital commitment. So what does that mean? Digital commitment, and you can note down in your manual, which is page 4. Like in any business, right? Like in any business, the commitment is critical, is necessary. So here, in the same works in the digital as well. We need to have a commitment in digital way. So in that form. So what does, and it is if you're not committed, let's say if you're not committed, it's worst not to maintain it, which is, I mean, it is better not to have any social media than it is worse not to maintain it, which means it gives a wrong impression to your buyer. Imagine if you are in someone's websites, and if it is just, there's a Facebook page sitting there, you can find there's a links on the website, you go to the link, and there was a post from July 2013. What is that? How your buyer would feel? See, so you need to have a proper strategy, right, in place. So if you're going on that path using any of the social media, then commitment is the must, right? So 4 ways which I can see you can be committed in digital. The first one is discovery. You can write it down if you like. Discovery. So discovery is all about creating a strategy, understanding what your client demographics looks like. Or simply, it's like an avatar, who you are communicating with. And funny, like, when I create an avatar for some of our clients, and with the demographics, where they live in, what are the age group they look in, what are they consuming, where they're hanging, all those sort of comes in a discovery phase. Then they come to know, okay, so this kind of the clients, they are not in this social media. And I have found recently in some of the workshops that client could discover well that they couldn't that they think, okay, look, I have better now. I utilize only 1 or 2 social media and I do it well. I said, look, you got it. So simple as that. So discover is a key, right? Now, second one is design. As you discover, as you have a strategy in place, so you got to design it properly in a day-to-day. How does that calendar looks like in, let's say, in November, December, January? What does the calendar look like? So you got to design it properly. So I'm not saying here design the whole, the page or design this flyers or banners and other things, but design the whole structure, design the whole strategy, and then find out. The third is deliver, which means you see what others are doing. So pretty much you see the competitive analysis, what people are doing in your industry. So that gives you a very good idea about how you can innovate, how you can talk with your audience differently, yeah, or what are the values for them, what they are consuming. So the first one is discovery, second is design, third is delivery, and fourth is all about drive, all about results, right? So social media, we must need to understand what the result look like. What is your expectation? Suppose if you're thinking, look, I have got this expectation to sell this number of product or this number of services, then we got to have a proper in place in your discovery side or your design side, proper strategy, which means, let's say if I'm creating a plan, social media plan, a calendar, if you like, then okay, so January, so what is the campaign look like? So January, it's like, let's say, New Year, New Me, or something, some campaigns which is related to your service, and that the event will be, of course, the New Year, and how long will that go? And that's where you plan properly. So if you're in service business and promoting in a Christmas and New Year, this is a right time for you to create a proper strategy for November and December, for December, or January, that time frame. So this is a night time, at least 90 days before. Yeah. So I hope that's that's very clear about digital commitment. And as I said, search and social is a key. So as you can see from this graph, that the key here is the integration. So bringing all the social media, as you can see here, YouTube, Vimeo, different slides here, different social media into one specific channel, right? That is in your website. And then communicating with vice versa. Then from the website, you can again communicate with Facebook. So this is called as a total integration. That means it will help you to save your time. It will help you to save almost a headache, because you don't have to maintain so many places. You don't have to do separate things. It all comes together. And that's how the ideal picture should look like. Yeah, I hope that's very clear. Now let's move to the second part, online versus offline campaign. So as in a traditional business, as you might have heard about, the business is all about 3 things, right? So it's a lead generation, lead conversion, and of course it's a repeat business. And the same structure used in digital as well, or if you say it's a funnel, so same structures, it's a pretty same way how it looks like. So let's have a quick look. So this is a sales funnel, right? So the first one is exposure, of course, which means so let's look in each step first, and we can discuss, you can go through in detail. So first is exposure, second is influence, third is engagement, as you can see. So from exposure, what is the exposure? Here in social media is, especially for small businesses, as soon as they are in social media, it's a kind of a wrong impression that people think, okay, look, I'm in social media, I should be getting the business about, at least $1,000 to $3,000 at least in a month. And I said, look, that's understandable, but it's all about first to understanding what your expectation look like. So the first one in social media, because that's where we are talking straight the result. The first step is exposure. which is about fans, which is about follower, subscriber, a Facebook impression. So to do the exposure, we got to again create a value. That's again separate, which we will discuss it. But exposure, it's all about first creating your audience, right? And as many times Paul used to say, marketing is all about consumption. So as long as you help your audience to have a right value, they become fan, followers, then that's where the things get started. So the second one is influence, right? Mentioned by influencers. When people start consuming your value, consuming, let's say value means, like whether that may be ebook, or whether that may be audio, or whether that may be webinar as like what we are doing today, or that may be videos. So once they start consuming, then people love to share, and they will be as influencers, right? And again, there will be there's a lot of engagement, then whether that may be retweeting, clicking, or sharing, or that may be a comment or post, or of course they would also, keeping in mind, they would also visit on your website, understand your blog, and then that's where the conversion starts. However, from there, what I truly believe is, once they start conversion, then it's no point just giving value without capturing any details, right? So we must need to understand, as a small business, we must need to understand, when you give a value, let's say if you create any information piece, right, which is valuable to your audience, then we got to capture those details. So as you can see here, value capture. So captures means you might be, capture is actually whether that may be through email, or capturing their mobile number, or other details, whatever they are happy to, and then start automating. That means then you can start or remarket it properly, or having a proper conversation, right? So clients, whether that may be content downloads, lead generation forms, pitches, proposals, or webinar attendees. So that's action. However, from here, what I believe is, okay, it's good to have an online strategy, but where the future looks like is, it's both about online should be merged with offline. So okay, so people have captured the value. They have, let's say, they have read your emails or your ebook, and you have get their name, email, and phone number, and what next? Okay, you send in 3 days, you send some other piece information which is valuable to them, and then what I believe is, okay, the online should now be converted to offline, which means track referrals. You see who are the potential clients, how they are consuming, what are the feedback you are getting, and of course whether that may be a quick call, phone calls, or in person someone is going to sell. So it again depends upon your service or products. But what I'm trying to say is, the online should be now matched to offline. So this is an offline, as you can see from the retention area. So this is an offline. So whether that may be not just through online, but matching from online. So here from exposure, influence, engagement, action, these are the online, and then you're converting to offline, and then it goes flip it back. So it's a whole, like, lead generation, lead conversion, and repeat business. So that's how the campaign should look like. Yeah, I hope that gives you a bit of clarity. And again, I'm more than happy to take the specific questions as well, as we dive in. But let's go to the third point, if you like. Okay, so third is about power of quality content. Now, when you start social media marketing, you must need to understand, or you must need to position yourself as an industry expert, right? So it's, again, there's a funny way, you might think it might be a value for you, see, but it might not be a value for your audience. So we need to understand what exactly quality content means to them, to your audience, or to your clients, right? And to do that, we must need to position yourself as an industry expert, right? As a business owner, as you imagine, we get hundreds of emails every day, right? We get hundreds of things, and honestly, we don't have literally any time at all to consume every content we get in. However, keeping in mind, if there is some specific industry persons who are like a expert on their industry, then of course you would like to know more about them. What's the future looking? Whether that may be in retail, whether that may be in any service-based industry. You got to position first, right? Second, package up your expertise. So in social media, when you talk about in social media, you got to make your buyer easy to buy. So you got to package in such a way that there's no brainer offer, literally. So they don't have to think before they have to buy any of your product. So you got to package in that way, so people can consume, people can buy straight away from the credit card, whether that may be $20 or $200. So you got to package in a very nice way, attractive way, which excite your audience. Yeah. Now, third is promote. So it's no point having a content right, valuable. You do all these homeworks, you write everything, create a value, you create a whole funnel. But if you don't promote it, it's going to happen. People won't consume it. Simple as that. So you got to understand how you can promote it online. So which means if you position well, if you package it up well, if you promote it, then imagine what will happen. Of course, your profit will go up. Yeah. So and the key here also is what's different about you, which is also about the positioning, why you are different in the marketplace. So the real marketing success is what's different about you. Second, what does the customer want? So it's not about what you want or what you would like to do in social media. It's all about finding out what customers think it's valuable. So rather than putting the marketing message as, okay, sell, come and buy me, like those sort of things, it doesn't work. And I'm helping one of the clinics, dental clinic, and before they have no strategy as such. They were just, marketing it. Okay, look, come and use our product. Come here. We are here in this right heart of the city. Just all about buying signals, buying. There's no any valuable content as such. So from customers, it would be saying, okay, this is always about sell. There's no any, I don't think that I can be a subscriber. I won't get anything. So in last few years, especially from last year onward, we create a whole strategy, creating that blueprint, success blueprint, that, okay, so we get a value, and create that whole opportunity, and again, depending upon what customers want, not what exactly the business owner want. Yeah, even though we want a result, but we got to make it feel that people consume our tools. Now, third is benefits of your product or service. So you got to amplify your benefits. It's not about what are the features. I may have a different features in my, let's say, if I'm giving example of the mobile phone, I may have different features, like I may have SMS or push notification. I can easily use that high graphics or high capacity or memory. But what does that mean to me? If you don't amplify the benefits, it doesn't really excite me. So in social media, you got to write out the benefits. You got to find out what your customers are looking at, what you are really helping them to understand, so they understand well, and that's where the conversion or return of ROIs will go up. Yeah. So I hope that gives you a very good idea about 3 roadblocks of monetizing your social media, which is first one, digital commitment. Second is online versus offline. Third one is all about power of quality content. So let's have a look. How do you, the second is in your manual. If you go to page 5, you can see how do you get your website on the first page of Google. Well, that's a very good question, isn't it? So everyone wants to be in the first page of Google. But there is really a strategy missing. What I say is because it's not just using for a time being, but it's all about creating a long-term goal, creating that factor. So today's presentation, what I will be diving now straight is help you to understand what strategy you got to use when you talk about both social and search together. So what are the strategies you got to use it, right? And I will also show you exactly what I'm doing right now to grow my business, to grow some of my clients' business, and that's where the magic gets started. So let's have a look. The first one is all about Google Family. So this is a very new term, actually. You might not have heard about what is the Google Family means. Of course, you might have heard about the Google, but not the Google Family. So Google Family is literally all about Google itself. So, organic, when you type in Google, it's a Google. Second one is Google Maps or Google Plus, which is a key for retail or any of the service-based. Because if you imagine, if you have a gym, if you have any healthcare shop, or if you have any retails in a different shape and size, the Maps is the number one thing, right? Google Plus base. And third one is YouTube, as we just discussed. YouTube is a key because it not only is nice and fancy, but it helps in Google to rank your websites, or help your buyer to find you easily. Yeah. So fourth one is Blogger. So the blog is also about whether that may be internal blog or whether that may be external blog. So the fifth one is Picasa. I don't literally use as such, which is again as Google use in a day-to-day because if you are using Android version of your mobile, which is whether that may be Samsung or whether that may be any other mobiles, then all your photos is backed up easily, and that's where the Picasa is. So Google have literally now done one step ahead, so it is backing up all your data, so you can edit your photos, you can post straight away on Facebook, and it also gives you the extra points as well through the Google algorithm. So this is a 5 must-have tool when you talk about the search result. But the question here is how we can integrate that search and social media together, so you will have a clear understanding where you are heading. Yeah. So and I use all of these strategies in some of the clients. Like I've got an honored and privilege to work with G20 Summit in 2013, and we did a lot of online marketing, whole online marketing we're responsible of. So you can see what our client says, and I have also get the opportunity to work with some of these different campaigns, whether that may be liberal or whether that may be family first, in different time. In marketing for them, and also I help with the sole entrepreneurs like Sean. As you can see, we have helped him to grow his business through both search and social bringing together. Yeah. Right. So now let's straight move on to find your keywords, fill in the blanks. Right. So when someone types whatever the keyword is into the Google, I want my website to dominate the first page or search result. Right, so you can see in your manual as well, when someone types fill in the blanks into Google. So what does that keyword means? Do you think that the keyword might be just your business name? Or perhaps you might be thinking, okay, that may be something different. That may be maybe your service or your product, right? So, well, to find out what exactly the audience or what exactly your clients, your new potential buyers are looking, we got to really, rather than guessing, we got to find out straight into the tool what exactly people are typing to see your business or to see the business like yours around the area and what they are typing, so you can really focus on that keyword. Yeah, so let's say let me give you an example. Okay, when someone types, let's say florist, Melbourne florist, or someone type music education, Melbourne, or someone types, okay, wedding Melbourne, wedding planner Melbourne, or someone types, dental practice Melbourne, or dental practice in this suburb, that's a key. And we got to find out what does that keyword look like for you first, right? And I will show you exactly, what are the ways, and I'll show you exactly the strategy which I'm using it to grow my business, right? So you can write it down there as well. So you first, in your manual, you can first write out what are the keywords you think it's valuable, right, in your business, or you think like someone will type in online, or someone will type in social media, someone will type in Google to find about you. So once you do that, right, so let's move in here. So, and where do you add that key phrase, right? So first find that keyword, and again we go to the tools how you can find the exact keyword, whether people are using it or not. That's there. Suppose once you have finalized that keyword, whatever that keyword look like, then you need to add that keyword as well. Yeah. So where do you add the keyword? That maybe you add in your Facebook, you add in your LinkedIn, you add in your blog, where you add in your website. So I will show you quickly here as well. So to find the tool, the best way is to I'm sure many of you have either Google a Gmail account or other emails as well. So you can quickly go and register it. adwords.google.com, right? So that's AdWords. You can write it down the steps first. AdWords.google.com, right? And then the second, so the first is again log into your Gmail account or the emails. Go to adwords.google.com. When you type adwords.google.com, then you just have to quickly log in to your Gmail. If you have already got a Gmail, it's very easy. You can just go in, and the third step will be go to tools. So type adwords.google.com, go to tools, and fourth is keyword planner. Fifth, search for new keywords. So remember, you just type a few keywords over there, what's in your manual. So you got to search those keywords, whether people are typing or not. And that other will be keywords, what exact keywords. So last time, of course, we have dropped here. I'm more than happy to show the live, but what I have done this time, would you still like me to go and do it, Paul, or do you want me to just show on the PowerPoint? What would you?
Yeah, just show it here, mate, because then we'll avoid dropouts.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so see, if you could just type adwords.google.com, and you can do in your time as well. And if you are stuck anything, let me know, and through Paul, and we can sort that as well. But it's very simple, very simple. You don't have to be technical. So you see, I haven't have a Gmail account, but I have using my own business email address, info@VizNetwork, and I'm here in adwords.google.com. So here, when you follow that step, the first is as soon as this page come in, right? So go to tools, and from the tools, then you go to keyword planner. You hit keyword planner. So as soon as you click that keyword planner, then there is you can see your product or services. What does your product or services look like, or whatever you think the people are typing in your industry. All right, so if it is a florist, you can write, okay, a florist dash your suburb, your related suburb, rather than whole Melbourne. You just write, okay, florist in West Melbourne, or Western, whatever the suburb's name is. That will be very powerful. So I will repeat it once again. So the product or services, so any product you can choose, like let's say beauty care, like Frankston, a beauty care, Dockland, that related. So it focused on a certain demographics. Yeah. And then you can choose how people, how that is working, and your landing page, which is your website. So whether you can paste your whole website, or else you can use your certain page or certain related page. if you have already got that related page. Yeah. And product category. So what does that category look like? Whether that may be consulting, whether that may be in business, whether that may be retail, or whether that may be a service based. So you write the
category. I might have a question here from Tegan. Got a hand up. Let me just check whether she would like to ask a question. Hey Tegan, did you want to ask a question?
Hi Tegan.
Hey Tegan, can you hear us?
Hello.
We can hear you typing, Tegan. We can hear you typing.
Okay.
No, just went up by accident. No worries. I'll take it down.
Okay.
Close it. Keep going.
Right. Okay, that's good. All right. So yeah, if I'm going too quick, please let me know as well. So the whole idea is rather than you implement right there because of the time as well. I understand. Please write the process, and like what I'm going through, and of course you can try. And if you're stuck, let us know. We are more than happy to double check your settings as well. There's no any problem. Yeah. So targeting. So product category. You can write the product category. Targeting is where you're targeting, whether that may be in Melbourne, whether that may be in a specific suburb you are targeting. So you got to find out where you're targeting. And again, you don't have to worry about this. All is too technical. So it's just all will be default sale, but target is a critical. Product category is critical, landing page, and your product and service. So remember your product or services with area code.
So Prabin, Sprinkles just asking, what are the negatives of keywords?
Well, okay. So negative of keywords is which is impacting in Google. So sometime when you heard about keyword stuffing, so it's sort of negative keywords, right? And this is more used in when you are because this tool actually is a PPC, which is pay per conversion tool. Right, so this is the exact Google AdWords tool, and this is very powerful. So this is mainly used for PPC. So for organic, which we are doing, we don't have to worry a lot about these settings because this is normally done for PPC, which is for paid campaign, right? But what the idea here is to get the organic, get to know what exactly your keywords are working, or which of the good keywords so you can use in your social media. I hope that helps.
Yep, great. Thanks, mate.
Right, no problem. Now, so let's move on. Second step. So I have add Melbourne, English, Google negative keywords. So the average search result. See here, I have add the digital marketing. Perhaps I can also do, if I like, is I can digital marketing where. That may be in Melbourne, that may be Sydney, that may be Brisbane. I can customize my demographic. But if I'm literally typing, if I'm literally positioning that in all of Australia, then I can just type blank. But again, it's very tough, to do that as well if you're running small business. And my landing page, I have used my personal page, personal website as prabingautam.com.au, and I categorize a product category as marketing consulting. Yeah. Okay, so you can see here the key is when you go to keyword ideas, right? Then you can see here. So digital marketing, how many search people are using? As you can see, okay, 720, and the competition is high. See how many people are. The bid is pretty much people are paying for just the click. They are paying about $24 and more. So this always changes. So this is more for paid for campaign. But the idea here for this tool is to give you understanding, okay, which keywords to choose, right? And how you can use in your social media. Yeah. And this is a critical actually because it's all about finding in Google, making sure that people find you easily. Okay. So for me, digital marketing is key because I am also positioning as a digital marketing speaker, digital marketer, digital strategy. So those keywords are key. So as you can see, digital marketing is a short tail keyword, long tail keyword might be digital marketing Melbourne, digital marketing strategy speaker. So that may be in different ways, but this is a major keyword for me. Yeah, I hope that gives you an answer. But also you can type a different keyword related to your business, and again, more than happy you can go to the tools and check each whether that is a related keyword or not. So if the volume is, let's say, 100, 150 or less than 100, it's no point focusing on those keywords. So I would pretty much recommend above 300 or 350 above. Then that gives a good numbers. And this is about average monthly search. So at least we want to have 300, 400, 500, 600. So it depends upon, you know, your keywords, depends upon where your targeting is here. But digital marketing, I'm just targeting here, as you can see, is just in Melbourne, even though the keyword is broad keyword, but I'm just targeting in Melbourne. So when I change that Melbourne to Australia, that might be very high. So this is just in Melbourne. People are typing 720 search, which is very high volume. As you can see, the bid is also high. So you got to find out which keywords to go through before even you create blog or you create any other marketing tools. I hope that gives a bit of idea for you to start. Yeah. Okay. So what we do next? Now you might be thinking how I'm using to grow my business, especially for me, how I am using it. So see, in my website, right? So if PraveenGautam.com, this is a very plain website, and I did it intentionally because, to be honest, I'm busy and helping my clients' business, never get much time, even though I write a content for different blogs, different subjects and topics. But literally, I want to have a website very simple. But the problem, about 2 years ago, I had a problem is it didn't rank. You know, and that's where a lot of photographers, a lot of video companies, and a lot of because it's a different, because you know, it's, you want a neat and clean, but that doesn't necessarily means it is helpful in Google. So what I did is, okay, I create a separate page. See, I create a separate page. First I did understand that, okay, digital marketing is the number one. And there's a lot of search, people are typing digital marketing, so I create a separate page as digital marketing strategy speaker. So I can make digital marketing one word this way, which means it can help me to position digital strategy speaker, digital marketing speaker, marketing strategy speaker, whatever. It's in different way, right? So I just created that page. Okay, it's a simple page with a call of action here. As you can see, a lot of the digital, the keyword, which is digital, is used everywhere. See, digital, 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 digital. Yeah, which means this page is highly focused for conversion. This is not for the sake of just the creating the page, what I like, but this is highly focused for conversion. So, and that's where it started. And now, and that's how it gets successful, because when you type digital marketing speaker, people spend, as we see, people spend about, you know, $25, $30 or sometime more. I am coming up in a first page, see, which even beating Census, right? Digital Forum, Census, and some of the others other tech ad. And these all people are paying, actually, literally they are paying. So I'm coming up in a number third, which is not bad. You know, coming up, but again, I'm working hard to how to be in a number one. So that's a different, but still coming on a first page, and I get a lot of leads as well. Actually, in fact, just a few months ago, I get a lead from Sydney, and I asked them, how did you find it? They said, look, we were typing digital speakers, and that was actually a law firm. They were looking for the speakers for to create on that topic, modern lawyers. So I thought, okay, look, I have, by the way, I have helped a lot of the law firms and a lot of the you know, migrations, so I can help them create that strategy. So yeah, so I've been paid about $7,000 for a couple of hours, which is not too bad, you know. So idea here is, again, finding the right keywords and use it properly in all your marketing. Yeah. So I hope that gives you a very good idea. So let's look into how you can. So when you write on your manual page 6, so in a marketing tool, the same principle, right? Once we finalized, okay, so this is a keyword, right? This is a keyword, whether that may be any practice, your business name, followed a service name, followed with the area code. So wherever the area, your geographic area, whether that may be East Melbourne, whether that may be South or West, with even you can go in deeper, which is, you know, one step deeper, which means again with your suburb. So you can use, once you finalize that keyword, now you can use first in website, which we have just seen. Second, you can use in different marketing tools, which is, okay, so for me, I have also used, because I now understand, okay, digital marketing is a top keyword. People are already typing a lot. So I got to have a consistency in all my brand, right? So whether that may be LinkedIn, whether that may be Twitter, whether that may be YouTube. So first and foremost, once the pictures is ready, everything, then I will add straight away here digital marketing speaker, which also means that if people are typing digital marketing speakers, okay, the lot more chances for me to come up on the top. Yeah, so you can perhaps, this is a very interesting from the LinkedIn, you can write the title, specific title, which helps in a search result, whether that may be just through in LinkedIn or through in Google, right? So, and also I have used in our YouTube channel, in my YouTube channel, I have also used digital marketing agency. So see, digital marketing. So everywhere I'm using the consistent message. So which penetrates in, which can help in find easily. So what you got to do is also, once the keyword is finalized, use that keyword in your website, use that keyword in your blog, and perhaps I would recommend you make a separate page, separate conversion page for that keyword, whatever the keyword looks. And you don't have to do 5 keywords one at a time. Start with one, make it simple, see how the results are coming up, and use that strategy in other social medias as well. Yeah, so yeah, and from the YouTube as well, you can see here digital marketing, and then say and some of the ways, as we have just touched the video, though I would like to talk more about in the YouTube, but again, due to the time, I'm aware of it. Mainly the videos would be a key. So most likely the video can be used in video testimonials, Q&A, technical explanation videos on the website, meet the team, PowerPoint recording, and video email. So if you are on the internet, which you are, and you are typing it, then you can go to socialmediaonlinemarketing.com.au. Well, I have this serious tips and techniques for you, so you can download this ebook, which means it shows you how you can convert your contacts to paid clients, and how you can profit from social media. And you can get a series of ebooks and information tool, which would be really handy for you to go through. So you can hit in socialmediaonlinemarketing.com.au. That's just a small gift from my side. Yeah. Okay, well, again, I'm conscious about the time. It's already 11, so I'm proposing is I'm actually doing a workshop with Google, Make Money with Google Family workshop, and this workshop is not just the teaching, because it's good to know, but I'm more believer in implementation, and that's one of the reason very passionate in Marketers Club to implement it right in your business to help you to grow. Right, so this workshop is highly focused on implementation. So that's in Friday, 23rd of October, 10 to 12. Nice timing, Friday, and the cost is normally, which has for more, but what you are looking is $197 for the double plus. And again, we have got a very limited seat. I did the workshop, social media workshop for Hootsuite last time, and there was fully booked. Had a really good feedback from some of the clients, even which Paul knows well. The whole idea is they're saying practical in the session. So rather than just to talk about it, I walked out already doing it. I now have the confidence to take next steps and action. And that's again another from Valerie, which I work with her, applying the knowledge and covered in the session to my business. So again, some of other clients, we loved your hands-on practical approach. So what I guarantee is, as soon as the workshop is done, I promise it, you would finish the one particular section. How it works is I would do each section. I'm not bombarding all the information. One step at a time, you finish, whether that may be one Google tool, you finished it, you implement it right then and there, then only we go to the next tool, which means you can really find the value. So after the workshop, when you go out, it's pretty much done, and you just have to maintain it, make sure you are there, right? So the key reason is get more leads. Why you need to be in the workshop is get more leads. You need to find a new ways how you can sell your product. Of course, you need to think differently, the way how you communicate with your clients. You want to drive opportunity, drive conversion, and drive results. And of course, a fresh look at your business and future, because it's all about social media. It's all about finding in Google. So this workshop will help you to understand more how to bring both social and search together. And perhaps we can also touch about Hootsuite as well, how you can automate. If you are thinking, look, better I will do the social media by my own, then I will show some tools, and we have actually specific Hootsuite session we are creating with Paul, and we can help you there as well, right? But if you think, look, social media is not my passion or not my drive, we understand that, and that's where we can help as well to build your client, right, or done for you. So make money with Google family is some 7 common pitfalls to online success. You will learn 5-step strategy, as I said, we use to some of our clients, done for you marketing clients, which means they focus on their business and we look after their online solution, which is a very easy way. And however, what we are conscious is we only choose one customers on that category. We can't do for every category in Melbourne. If I'm doing it, that's for one category, and some of the categories already been booked out. So if you think, okay, look, I need the help in social medias, I need to create a strategy, more than happy to help. That. So the third is how to become a magnet to attract a new customers, and also you'll learn about drive new customers to your business, and the ability to make $1 million from YouTube as well, which is a separate workshop, right? And the bonus is, again, you're getting ebooks and special audit report, which means each of your website we will prepare the manual report. It's not automated or anything. It's a customized report. So we will go through what are the recommendations you need and how you can improve, what are your competitors are doing. So so that will be clear, 5 to 7 pages report, which is even the value is more than whatever you would pay for the website. So it takes a lot of time to do a research and come back with you. Yeah. So so I hope that's helpful, and I look forward to see some of you guys, and if you're interested in a workshop, please let us know. We have got a limited seats, as I said, more than happy. Now, before we wrap up, again, I've got a few minutes, I think, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Yeah, so I would like to give some tips, actually. The first tips would be, you can write it down. The first one is twitter.com/search. Well, this link I used on every day, on day-to-day basis. The reason is simply I can find about what people are talking about. And this is latest news, whether that may be, you search / you use any word. Suppose if you want to find more about your competitors, if you want to find out what to post on social media, which will engage, if you want to anything, it's like a Google for me, pretty much, right? Because even though it's a 145 character in Twitter, but this is very powerful tool, and I'm sure, because that's where the Twitter's on this page has been a lot of traffic actually when we check it. So this would be a good tool for you to use it if you are really looking to do a content marketing by your own. If you want to, understand your social media, then twitter.com/search. Right, I hope you write it down now. Second is Google Alerts. So this is very interesting how Google have created this tool about more than 3 years now. It's been almost more than 3 years. Google.com.au/alerts. Right, so monitor the web for interesting new content, how often as it happens. So the best way is, of course, you can create that alerts in your email. So rather than you checking in Google on a specific topic, right? Suppose if I'm passionate about youth entrepreneurship, so or if I'm interested about social entrepreneurship, then I can put social, whatever the keywords is, social entrepreneurship, and then that will give me all the related, and I can again specify whether that may be just within Australia, or whether that may be in Asia, whether that may be in Europe. So I can specify it, but it give me all the information, and I can get a weekly schedule, fortnightly or monthly. So this will be a very handy tool, and one of for the small business, the reason actually for Google Alerts and Twitter is this will help you to understand before even you write the content or you bring the content, you understand, helping you what value will look like, right? What value will look like for your customers to consume your content. So it's not about writing the content and anything, but understanding first what people are doing, and then it's much easier for you to to build from there. So you don't have to literally invent the whole wheel. Yeah, I hope you understand. So third is hashtag. Well, this hashtag concept has been very, very popular now. It's one of the hottest thing in social media. Actually, what does that hashtag means? A hashtag is a keyword, a phrase used in Twitter. It's used in Twitter actually, also used in Google Plus, Instagram, conversation that is preceded by the pound hashtag with your keyword. So whatever the keyword. So see, I have used, we have found that digital marketing is a #1 keyword. Then I can use hashtag digital marketing, or hashtag digital entrepreneurs, or hashtag Melbourne florist, or hashtag dental practice Melbourne. So whatever it might be, right? So a hashtag, and written about the spaces. There is no without spaces. So like hashtag I love hashtag, right? So those sort of things. Now also three things you got to understand. I'm sure most of you use a hashtag here in the business and social media. Three things. First is the hashtag should be very short, right? So it shouldn't be hashtag Melbourne this, not a whole long. It's just to short and succinct, right? Precise, and it's a related. So and also the second key is I have also seen some of the content marketers doing, okay, there is a less, look, welcome to my websites, but the hashtag is new website. Hashtag is, there's like 50 hashtags, but there's a less content, which means pretty much it will annoy. It doesn't mean that you are sharing the best content, and it doesn't mean that it gives a right impression. So that's what we have to be very careful when using hashtag. Right.
But
So I hope that
the question from Jen is, so are hashtags not really used in Facebook?
yes, that's not being actively used, even though people use it. But if you're integrating Facebook to Twitter, yes, that will feed straight away to the Twitter. But more likely, the hashtag has been very popular. The reason is because it's a thread. People are talking on the same conversation. It's like a group of conversation within that. It's a thread. It's bringing all the conversation together.
Yeah. So
I hope that helps.
It all converges into one place, that all the conversation
Correct.
being captured.
Correct.
Every time you put that hashtag first.
Correct. And also just this hashtag would be very powerful if you are automating, if you are using automating social media automation software like Hootsuite, because there's a whole magic of hashtag. You can see what your competitors are doing in each streams. You can see what they are feeding, what other conversation look like. So it's a different way how you tap your new customers.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope that's valuable for you everyone. Again, with a limited time, I wish I could give you a lot of the tips, but that's it. However, just before we wrap up, also if you most likely people are using, I hope the people are using more likely in Facebook. So I have also get some best times to post on Facebook. So if you could just write it down. The best time for the Facebook is 1 to 4 p.m. late into the week or on weekends. So 1 to 4 p.m. is pretty good. All right, and the best day will be Thursday and Friday. All right, Thursday and Friday. However, as the research shows that more likely on Friday, if you are doing on Friday, the more engagement, more shares will be something like positive message, something happiness post. Hey, check it out. Look, we have launched this product. Or check it out. Look, we have, whatever it might be. So something with positive and a lot of energy, those would be much shared on Friday. So if you are aiming to put the value as well as in a fun way, then Friday would be pretty cool way to do it. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Okay. Now, for the others, for the tweeters as well, there is a different time. So especially the tweets can be best used at 5 p.m. Pick best time at 5 p.m. In different timings, but 5 p.m. is a key for tweeters. And if you are tweeting for business to business, then Monday to Friday is good. because people are always in a business and they are from Monday to Friday. But if you are looking, okay, for consumer, if you are tweeting anything in from consumer side, then Wednesday to Saturday, because Saturday is a key. People are type in Twitter all the time, right? Now, last bit is about LinkedIn, because I'm sure most of us here, if you are in a service-based business, if you are in consulting, if you are service-based, then more clicks and shares are on Tuesday between 10 to 11 a.m. So shares and click, if you are looking for shares and click on LinkedIn, then 10 to 11 a.m. And there is a research as well, because morning time people are always busy, so you don't want to do that on a lunch time. So there is a time specific. 10 to 11 is like a motivation, power time on Tuesday. However, if you are posting in midweek, is from 5 to 6 p.m. So again, depending upon your message, what message you are crafting out. So I hope that's valuable for you guys. If there's any questions, again, more than happy to answer the related questions. But if not, then again, I will see you on a workshop. And I've got 3 passes as well, which Paul will first come, first serve basis, so Paul can tell more about. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Praveen. So I'm going to just bring back the show my screen here, and
yes.
So we should have Praveen's smiling face back up on the screen. So if you have any other questions, this is your chance. Well, you've got a real digital expert who spends all of his days and times working with clients to convert their social media strategies into dollars in the bank. So I'd encourage you to take the opportunity now to fire your questions through, or I can open the line, whichever you prefer. So, Praveen, Andrea is just asking, what are your thoughts about running competitions on Facebook, and are they worthwhile, and any strategies or tips about doing it well?
Sure, Paul. Thanks, Andrew. That's a very good question, actually. But before I answer it, just curious, what sort of the business, Andrew, so that I can customize it? Have you got any?
Andrea's business is photography, so she's a photographer.
Okay, fantastic. Well, competition in general is a fantastic way. And if you're using so Facebook, yeah, we're talking about Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Facebook.
Yeah, okay. So the Facebook, then competition is a really cool way to dive or attract. However, just have to be aware that what value. Again, the competition might be, okay. So the portraits, let's say, photographers portrait 4997. You get this one, but if you draw it, you get a free, or whether that may be 45-minute consultation, whatever it might be. But the competition is a way to go. But there is again, I did a presentation for the wedding with Valerie, actually, and there's a lot of wedding photographers as well. So we touched there. I'm more than happy to send the report for how that looked. But when you are doing the competition, you just have to be aware that it's just not in Facebook. Right, Andrew? So what does that mean is, if you are doing a competition, you got to plan ahead first. The first step is plan ahead. So plan at least 3 or 5 months ahead. We don't want, competition doing it now and just in 1 month. So at least plan 3 to 5 months ahead. That's the first step you got to do. Second is, okay, so what does that look? What are the touch points? Where are you touching? It's just in Facebook. Okay, that's good. If you are touching, okay, we need to have some banners on our website. That's good. Okay, so what else you need to have in a Google Plus or others? So which means there's a lot of these touch points, lot of every touch points, whether that may be online or offline, you bring everyone together on the competition. Because I have also seen some of our florists doing a lot of competition, and they say, oh, Praveen, you won't believe I spent so much time, so much energy in creating this competition, but honestly, it didn't work. I have just got 4 or 5 people. It didn't work. So, and I said, okay, now a couple of things. Have you done a plan ahead? What are the touch points? Have you sent those competition on your newsletter? She said, nah, I haven't. Have you been promoting on this? Have you been promoting in PPC, whether that may be in Facebook as a sponsor? She said, nah. So, the whole idea is, again, one step behind is create that whole strategy first.
So what I'm
Hope
hearing
that's
is
helpful.
obviously it's critical that people have multiple touch points and lots of feeders, just as you would
Mm-hmm.
think, so that we're not just putting up a competition on Facebook and hoping that it's just going to
Nah.
rip through there. But bottom line is, if you do it and spread it out across different feeders, they are an effective strategy to run. Is there any key or
Correct.
to the nature of the competition is there a best practice in terms of the competition or what's offered?
Well, as a report said, it's like some trip. If it's for the photography, some trip or some exciting, which is value, not just for as a photographer, as for the wedding business or any other, but just it's a tangible value. So people see, okay, this is really cool. And people dive into it, and reinforce others, friends and families also. Hey, look, this competition is very cool. It's different because da 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 da. Something excitement and fun should bring up. That's what I believe.
Okay. Now Jody's asked a question. Jody has a sort of a alternate cash business in the barter field, so offering
Mm-hmm.
people access to barter. She did a bit of a check while she's been on the line here in terms of typing in, business to business barter as a
Mm-hmm.
keyword planner, and the results are really, really low. So any tips in terms
Yes.
of when you find that the term isn't being searched, strategies
Mm.
to find more popular terms?
Well, thanks, Suri. I think you are one step ahead. That's good. Actually, sometime having that realization is always a good. So here, what I'm hearing from Paul is you are in a barter field, so more cash business. Yeah, Paul?
Well, yeah, well, it's really that Jodie's in the barter field, so she wants to promote the fact that businesses can trade without cash. So how you can actually
Mm-hmm.
get what you want without using cash, using barter. But when she types in, business to business barter, the search results are really, really low. So what's an alternative way, or how does she find appropriate search terms where there's actually enough people looking for it?
Well, the keywords you gotta test those keywords. So that may be whether how to help other businesses. That you gotta really find that 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 keyword actually. Without again, I haven't used the exact tool here, but what I can see is because I can understand barter people are not using, and if I'm a user, if I'm like general user, I don't use a barter. I can use a simple term. So go with simplicity, whether that may be helping business or whether that may be cash, no, whatever just make it find it simple keywords. And you gotta play it as well. So it may not relate it exactly, but you gotta find out the best ways what people are typing, and
So
again through the research as well.
we could explore things like how to buy things without cash, or
That's it.
those sort of things, so that they don't actually necessarily have the word barter in them to first draw
Nah.
them into the conversation. Now, Sprinkles asking in terms of how do you balance getting the message out on social media without annoying your customers? So getting that balance right in terms of your conversations.
So is that from Jody as well,
No, this is from
Paul?
Sprinkle.
Sorry, some from
Sprinkle.
Sprinkle. Okay, Sprinkle. Okay. Well, Sprinkle. Long story short, balanced out. Well, this is a very key in social media, and I see a lot of the audiences who attended my workshop. They say, look, balance out. How we can balance out? So ideally, before even you creating the tags, right? So whether that may be any Facebook tags or any tags, you got to first get the discovery. See what we have discussed this in this workshop is create that discovery. So create that whole timeline or timetable, time balance, right? What does that look like, right? So first creating that is a key, number one, right? And second is, again, you got to be very conscious that you are not upsetting your clients, right? You like suppose let's say if you have an email address, you can't send like 2 emails or 3 emails in a week, even though some of them does, but we have to be very careful what that is translating to. So if that's okay, so I'll give you an example. Okay, if that means if you are sending something which is valuable to your audience, that's good. So and I would wait first day I will send one valuable piece, right? So in 3 days I will send another valuable piece. Okay, so in 7 days I would send another valuable piece, right? So value, and now I will try to sell or upsell whatever the product is. Okay, so you have consumed my ebook, you have heard about this, you have heard about this. Okay, so I've got a fantastic opportunity for you guys. Okay, so this is what we are offering. This is for a limited time. So you just have to create that strategy well, so that you don't upset your buyer. And especially in social media, you can do it because there is a tools involved in it. Especially in when you talk about Hootsuite, there is a tool. In my workshop, I saw it easily that there is a tool where you can see the frequency, how much buyers are consuming. So then we can post. We can post it or reschedule to post it.
Yeah. So I think
I hope that's
in terms of these conversations for everybody, it's really important for us to always maintain a balance in terms of the balance of value that's being delivered. In terms of most people don't get upset when you're continuously offering them value, and that that's what it feels like. And then we can be more constructive in terms of how we move people out of our social media strategy into another platform to get them to raise their hand and say, I'm actually interested in a sales conversation as well. So we need to wrap up if there's no other questions there. Now, just to be clear, one of the things, if you missed it when Prabin was talking about the special workshop, so that's on Friday the 23rd of October, Prabin, have I got that right?
Yep.
Yes. From 10 a.m. till 12 noon, which is here in Melbourne, down in the Docklands area there at the NAB complex. But what Prabin has very generously offered to all the people on the line is that he is providing 3 complimentary seats to the program. So you don't have to pay a dime. You can, instead of spending $200 to go to his workshop, he only takes a very small group of people. So if you want to get one of those 3 seats, which he's generously giving to us to access, all you need to do is send me an email, so paul@paulmccarthy.com.au, that you are free and available on the Friday, the 23rd, to be in Melbourne from 10 till 12, and you can go and spend those 2 hours with Prabin, and he'll work with you on your social media strategy. So it's a huge opportunity at no cost to you. So we'll just take the first 3 people who send me an email. So my only request, please don't send me an email and say you're going to go and then fill up, take the seat, and then don't turn up, because there'll be more than enough people who would want the seat. So make sure your diary is clear, you can get there, and honour the fact that he's providing that at no cost to you to come along, because he runs very small workshops deliberately to make sure he can help people implement the strategies that he's sharing. Our next session, folks, for those on the 12-week marketing makeover, is our coaching call. So the next Tuesday we'll be on a coaching call. You need to make sure that you get your any information, anything you want through to me, get it over to me by Sunday, so that I am able to review that on the Monday, and in preparation for our call on Tuesday, where I'll give you specific feedback on any of the a single marketing piece that you've been working on. So whether that's a piece of your ebooks or direct mail pieces or whatever the case may be, or you want to discuss an element of your social media, we can go through that. And just to flag for you all, there is a live one-day event coming up. It's a client attraction event that we're running in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce over in the Melton area. So Prabin's going to be there with me, and a number of other speakers will be doing a whole day of client attraction strategies. So if you want to be a part of something and network with I think they've got space for about 150, is my understanding, and you want to get out and network, there'll be a lot of opportunity to connect and build relationships with businesses over in the West. Single ticket, $77. If you want to come as a partner with 2 people, it's $97 for the 2 of you. So good value and that includes all your meals, your lunch, your morning teas, and everything. So it's a great opportunity. So if you want to be a part of that, Wednesday the 28th of October, all day over in Caroline Springs, just again shoot me an email and we'll send you the links and so forth for how you can register for that before that one fills up. So Praveen, thanks again, mate. Really appreciate you making the time. Lots of people saying thanks for all your contribution and your ideas. And I look
Always a pleasure, Paul.
good on you, mate.
That's great.
And I look forward to catching everybody on the next call or at a workshop or program soon. All right, everybody, take care and keep rocking. Bye for now.